Welcome to BESTFIT TV. As always, a great show for you this week. Coming up for you, we have got Ben Coomber talks about plant-based nutrition. Our cooking feature has 2 recipes this week. Carly Booth is our Train with an Athlete. We have Ruth, almost done, 9 weeks in. And of course, the Out and About feature. And in the studio with me this week, Shelly.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Nice to be here, yeah.
Now, Shelly, you are a professional fitness model.
I am indeed.
So tell us, which big accounts have you been working on?
Yeah, well, lately I've worked with brands such as Gym King, Puma. I've done footwear for Foot Locker. And if you live in Manchester, I've been on some billboards around there.
Finally made it, you're a billboard
Finally
star.
on the billboards, yeah. So I did a clothing campaign for One Athletic. So yeah, some good stuff going on.
And do you have any advice for the budding people out there that want to get into the world of modelling?
Into the modelling world, yeah. But I would just say if applying to modelling brands, just send nice, clear, natural photos, nice white background. And if you're using social media as a platform, like a lot of people are to get noticed now, just try not to get too carried away with the filters.
Yeah. Calm down on the filters.
It's fun to do a nice filtered photo every now and then, but if you're using it as your sort of portfolio, just try and keep it natural, be yourself.
You'll turn up and nobody's going to recognise you.
Yeah, the sort of, where's that model? Don't recognise her.
Do you do any specific training to be in shape for fitness modelling?
I just try and keep, you know, nice and lean, keep my own body shape. I'm lucky that I'm quite slim anyway, but I'll just do a range of exercises, like mixing between cardio and weights.
Yeah, and I suppose there's always a look they're looking for. Yeah. Yeah,
so I wouldn't worry if you're not a certain body shape. I mean, as long as you keep, you know, relatively fit and healthy. But you know, there's a room for petites, talls, curves. So yeah,
just be yourself.
There's something for everyone. So be yourself and be confident in yourself.
And you're probably going to have a thick skin, you can get a lot of nose probably, aren't
Yeah,
you?
there's a lot of rejection because you can't be perfect for everything. There are people always looking for different looks, so stay positive and take it all in your stride.
Yeah, and as you work in the model industry, working for yourself, you've got to keep fit, you can't lose a day's work. How do you keep fit?
No, I mean, being self-employed, you don't get paid for sick days, so I just drink plenty of water, get all your vitamins in, plenty of sleep. It all sounds quite, you know.
Well, maybe I should have done that last week because I was very poorly and I even lost my voice. I couldn't manage to do my favourite piece, Out and About. But I called my good mate Ben up and he did a little feature for us. Let's check him out.
Now, I love fitness to be as simple as humanly possible, and there's nothing easier than getting your trainers on, getting outside in the sun and having a real quick, simple workout. Now, your body is one of the best workout tools. You don't need a gym, and there's loads of parks in and around our city and country areas that we can use. Some of the parks that we have these new bits of fitness equipment. Again, you can use them. They're great tools to generally keep nice, fit and healthy. So today in this park, I'm going to do a real quick, simple body weight workout. Doesn't have to be complicated. All I'm going to do is string a couple of exercises together. You could even do this in your gym. You could do it at home. You could do it in your garden. I've got a bench here today, which I'm going to use. You could use steps in your garden or a box. Again, it's about keeping it real simple. So I'm just going to do a couple of simple exercises and feel free to have a go at some point in time. So I'm going to start off with just a simple backward lunge. I'm just stepping within comfortable range of movement that I've got, trying to keep my chest up, and I'm just going to keep stepping. And you can do this quite a bit. It's going to take a while for the legs to get tired. After that, you can go into a simple squat. Maybe put your arms out in front of you, might help keep the movement nice and fluid. So we've done those two, and then I'm a big fan of getting down to the floor and up again. Sounds really simple, but it's pretty hard work. So that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go down to the floor, however you choose, and get back up again. Do that 10 times, and you'll soon get your heart rate pumping. Now I'm gonna use this bench, for another little exercise. So I'm going to step on, then I'm going to step sideways off. Step on sideways, and then off again. So again, we're moving the body through different movements. And that's it. You could string those exercises together, have a little run round the park, then do those exercises together, run down the park, and just keep repeating that. You don't have to mix it up. You don't have to do too many different exercises. Keep it simple, do it a good amount of times, get a good 30-minute workout in, and job done. If you've got some of this equipment in your local park, by all means use it. Let's keep fitness simple, and if we can get outside in the sun, bonus.
It's week 9 of the transformation and I'm absolutely smashing it at the gym. Really focusing on getting those big compound exercises in, lots of deadlifts, lots of squats, making sure that we're getting those big muscle groups, you know, really working. And then on the side, when, you know, I have my own time around my kids, around my husband, I come to the park or I go to the gym and I just like try to tick boxes. So basically I just stay really active and, you know, obviously, you know, get the best results I can get out of this week as well. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what I do in my own spare time, and you know, hopefully you guys will enjoy it. So we're just doing a 30-second band pull off. Just hold it there. Core and ribs tucked in just to protect your back. Pressure's back. It's a killer, doesn't look it. Now I'm in my 9th week of the transformation. I feel so good, and I feel like this is just part of my life now. It's a normal thing to train every day. Obviously I probably I'm not going to train 2 hours a day, but I definitely will make it part of my day, going for a walk, whether it's outside in the park with my kids or with my husband. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what my results are next week. Obviously it's my last week, and obviously I'm going to have maybe a little cheeky glass of wine and maybe some food, but it's all good. I'm just excited to see the results and go from there.
Great to see Ben and Ruth enjoying the great outdoors.
It is. It just shows you don't need to be stuck inside in a gym.
No, just get out there, be active and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever been on Jeremy Kyle for a DNA test?
I'm glad to say I haven't.
Luckily, you don't need to go on old Jez's show. DNA tests are very popular these days, and early on in the series, Atlas Biomed sent me a kit to do DNA testing, and I've got the results.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah. It's got loads of tabs on here. The most interesting, personal traits. How does it know this? It tells me people with my DNA are not predisposed to early graying.
Well, lucky you.
Look at me.
And you can see that already.
And people with my genotype usually have average body odour when sweating.
Well, you do smell pretty good over here.
I'm pretty fresh, yeah. So anyway, moving on to the important stuff. The sports tab. It tells me people with my genotype are more likely to have lower free 1GF1 levels and predisposed to slower muscle growth.
So what does that
You
mean?
know what that means? Well, I think in a nutshell, I struggle to put size on, but it doesn't mean I'm doing anything wrong. It just means my DNA has got slow muscle growth.
Oh, so it's not necessarily doing anything wrong in the gym.
I can just work around it. There's other things on there about low carotene level, low testosterone, but they all give you a bit of in-depth how you can fix it and work around that.
Oh, okay.
So it's really good, isn't it? There's a nutrition tab. Tells me I'm low. Oh, a few red flags there.
Oh, naughty.
Yeah. I'm low in iron and vitamin E, so I need to sort that out. Maybe I won't get poorly then. So that's easy fixes. I can work around my health.
Yes, it's good. So it tells you, at least you know what you're lacking in, and you can
That's
change
right, yeah.
that.
A bit more in depth than the other ones. And health. This is a really interesting tab because it tells you all the things about your health. Red for Alzheimer's.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I've got a probability of getting Alzheimer's later in life, yeah? But no panic, it tells me if you keep a good BMI, eat better with my vitamins, etc., I can help prevent that, and also 2 free cups of coffee a day.
Well, that's lucky, because everyone loves coffee.
That's a bonus for me, because I do like my coffee. There's so much on here, and even ancestry, and I'm apparently 7% Africa.
Wow, we learn something new every day.
So it's really interesting, and it's definitely going to help me. Maybe not so much for training, but my overall health and well-being can be improved by these great stats from the Atlas Biomed DNA test. Yeah,
learn how to live longer.
Yeah. You going to have a go?
I definitely want to have a go.
That's great. And moving on to the next part of the show.
What we got coming up?
Have you played golf before?
I've tried, I'm not very good. I would love to be good at golf.
Well, I didn't think golfers had to be that fit, but I suppose at the top of your game in anything you do,
you need to be.
We've got Carly Booth on next. She's going to give us a good insight. For this week's Train With feature, we're lucky to have pro golfer Carly Booth with us today. How are you doing?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for taking the time, because I know you're super busy, and there's a lot of background I didn't know about you. You used to be a gymnast and a champion swimmer, and then you moved to golf, so why golf?
Well, I started actually performing all 3 of them at age 5. My older brother took up golf as well, and he's 7 years older, and I think I kind of just followed in his footsteps because he decided that's what he wanted to do professionally, and I just took a shine to it. I think it was there for me in my back garden from such a young age, and I just really loved it.
Yeah, and is it true that you was playing off 20 at age 8? How's that even possible?
I don't know. I mean, I just went for my handicap, and that was it. And I think from there on, I just wanted to see myself improve and improve every day. And I remember getting to age 10, and I was off 10. So for there on, I just wanted to get into single figures. And then at that point there, I just knew that's what I wanted to do professionally.
And you were the youngest Scot to qualify for the European Ladies Tour.
Yes.
Is that right?
That was when I was 17, 2009. I was still in high school, actually. So I only went there for more of experience, but I got my tour card straight away. So
yeah, you won it twice.
And I won twice on tour, yeah.
How do you manage to keep on top?
You know, it's a battle. It's hard. This is me starting my 10th year on tour. My last win was in 2012. So, you know, it's just a lot of time, effort, focus, dedication, and, you know, love for the game, and that's what keeps you going. You know, you see some of the best athletes in the world. You don't see them at the top all the time, but they get back there. So it's just putting in the time and the effort, and really wanting to be there.
So on your regular gym sessions, is there anything particularly you're doing to improve your golf swing?
At the moment, I'm just working on a little bit more mobility and rotational work. I have a couple of kind of niggling injuries, so just trying to strengthen them. So that's my main focus at the minute.
Is it important to be strong? Do you need strength in golf?
Definitely. I think if you want to hit the ball further, be on tour where you've got, you know, you're out there on the golf course for 5-6 hours. You know, if you're physically fitter, I think it helps with you mentally. So it's all a balance.
Yeah. Well, if you don't mind, take us in the gym and show us some of these moves.
Sure. Let's do it.
Let's go. So you join us on the gym floor. Carly's going to give us 4 key exercises for your strength, your core, your mobility.
And rotation.
Okay, first one, let's go.
Okay, you're going to get into a lunge position, arms straight out with the medicine ball. Then you're going to rotate over the leading leg, hold for 5 seconds, come back, then drive through and hold. And repeat. Moving on to exercise 2. Right, we're going to engage the core here. So we're going to bring this down into the center of your body. That's it. So now you really feel the engagement here and in the glutes. And then you're going to do a side chop, keeping everything engaged.
Okay, straight down.
Straight down and then straight up.
Oh yeah, I can feel that.
Keeping everything tight, keeping that leg still in front. And that's it, just engage that and turn. This is exercise 3. This really engages more of your full body, mainly scapular, glutes, and core. So I'm going to have a little bit of resistance, And then I'm gonna go opposite arm, opposite leg. Trying to pause it here and release. So for my fourth exercise, we're going to use the TRX. And we're going to really engage the core and work some upper body. So we're going to set up into a press-up position, engage the core, knees into your chest, release, and then press up.
So a lot of people do this without the press up, so the press up's additional workout for you guys.
And if you can't press up, you just keep everything very still and really engage the core. So we're gonna lift knees to hands. We're gonna lift the pelvis. We're gonna engage in the core. And then you're gonna do opposite arm, opposite leg. Keeping the leaving hand in the same place. This should really just focus in on your core, and you should feel it after a few reps. Nice, can we do?
Thanks a lot, Carly. That was great. 5 simple exercises that if you're a golfer is definitely going to improve your game, and if not, there's some great mobility and strength in there as well.
It certainly helps me, so I hope it does for you too.
So today we're looking at the big question: is veganism or plant-based nutrition the future of nutrition? Now, fruit and vegetables, hopefully we can't argue, need to make up the cornerstone of any diet that we follow. If I was to sit down with a client and work with someone's nutrition, I'm always looking for them to have around 70% of their diet made up of fruits and vegetables, because it's healthy. Now, many people have their reasons for going more plant-based. It might be for ethical reasons, it might be for health reasons. All I would say in the instance of going vegan or being more plant-based for health reasons is know the facts. Now, if you were thinking of going vegan or more plant-based, make sure you assess the health claims for what they are. Many people say many different things. We've seen reports in the news about meat causing cancer and all sorts of stuff. A lot of these claims are overhyped. We need to do our research. There is a lot to this picture than the headlines say. Now, I personally have just completed Veganuary, which is where you go vegan for January. Now, the reason I did this is to learn more about nutrition. We all get caught in habits and routines with our food, and quite often it's good to go down different parts of the supermarket or visit your local fruit and veg store and learn a little bit more about food by having different foods in your diet. Now, one of the things I'm really grateful for with doing Veganuary is learning lots about food. It made me cook with different herbs, different spices, different fruits, different vegetables. It made me have to really look at my protein sources. So actually, the process of just trying a different diet, exploring new foods, has actually made me a lot healthier, because we can't argue food variety is going to be great for health. Fruits and vegetables have lots of different vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, antioxidants, and of course, fiber. So whether plant-based nutrition is the future of nutrition or not, we can't argue that fruit and vegetable needs to be the cornerstone of any diet you and me follow.
It's that time of the show again where we get to eat tasty things. Well, I do anyway. This week we're at Convive at Wheatwood Hall in Leeds, and I've got Dale, who's confident is going to do 2 recipes in this feature. What we're going to have?
So we've got a tuna and Eastware salad with a soft boiled egg, green beans, boiled new potatoes, and grilled cherry tomatoes and olives.
Sounds good. And the second dish?
I've got a red lentil pasta, sautéed courgette and pepper with a tomato sauce.
Brilliant, sounds good. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll leave you to do all the work. Just give us a shout when you're ready for a taste.
Thank you. Right, so I'm just going to start prepping down my green beans. They're not ready to go in yet, but just get them all ready, so then when I start cooking, everything's ready to get cooked. finished off, so I'll just put them to one side. Nice and chunky. So I'm just chopping my red peppers for the tomato pasta and lentil. Just going to try and get this nice and fine just so it goes through the sauce. So I'll just put the pasta on to boil. A little bit of salt. So I prepped my baby gem earlier, chop this down ready for rest when it's all cooked. So I'll just put that to one side. My green beans. Start slicing my cherry tomatoes ready for sauteing. Now next the olives. Chop these in half. So I made a tomato sauce earlier. So as basic tomato sauce, I start with garlic and onion, about one large onion, so about this size. And then I use about 2 cloves of garlic. I use some, sweat that down, add chopped tomatoes, and then I also put in some basil in there and just boil it away, and then blend it till nice and smooth. And then that's his basic tomato sauce. Obviously we put a bit of malt vinegar and sugar, so that's called a gastric, just to take away the bitterness of the tomatoes. So this pasta won't take long at all because of the fact that it doesn't have any gluten, but it is full of energy on the other side. So I want to chop this as fine as my peppers. Right, I'll get them all in the pan, just lightly sweating off. Just going to add them into my tomato sauce. So it's nice and thick, so it won't coat all the pasta, so it'll be full of flavour. Take a bit of pasta. Again, you've got to be quite quick with this pasta due to it having no gluten, so it will overcook quite quickly. So I'm going to put this into a pasta bowl over it. So you've got plenty of flavour in there from your peppers, courgettes. You've got the tomato and lentil pasta. There is about under 300 calories in that portion, and it's full of energy, so it's great for sports personnel. Okay, I'll crack on with the tuna. I'll put that on one side. Right, so we've got green beans. We've got cherry tomatoes going in this. New potatoes. Got the olives. So I'll saute them all together so they're nice and warm, quite nicely. So we've got a soft boiled egg to finish with it on the top. So whilst these are warming through, I'm going to put a tuna pan on, medium rare. So let's see if I can produce it today. Tuna's full of protein. It's only got 4% of fat to each steak. So whilst that's sealing off, I'll bring my plate down here. I'll start getting my salad in the bowl. The green beans still have a bit of bite to them. This tuna doesn't take long to cook at all. So I just start putting all my little elements. So we've got the sauteed cherry tomatoes on the top. Got green beans, they're still al dente, which means they've still got a little bite. So this is how I'd serve it. Just nicely seared on either side.
Here we go then. I didn't think you managed that. 2 dishes in that feature, super quick, but also everybody at home can do this as well, can't they?
Yeah, nice and easy.
Nice and easy. Both dishes under 300 calories and super healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
So if you want to check out the recipe, bestfittv.co.uk, or you want to be in the final show next week, at BESTFIT Magazine on the socials. Cheers, Dale. Thanks a lot, mate.
Cheers.
So Dale's a bit of a wizard, isn't he? 2 recipes in one feature.
A real food wizard.
Yeah. And Ben talks about plant-based nutrition. Have you tried being vegan?
I mean, I try to have a few vegan meals throughout the month. I make a conscious effort to do it, but I can't fully convert.
Yeah. Well, if you guys out there have got some good vegan recipes, we've not had any yet, so please come in and have a go for the next week's last show at BESTFIT Magazine on the social media. Now then, your fitness, How do you actually keep fit? You never told us.
So I'd like to do a mixture of things. So I do enjoy going into the gym and doing some weight training every now and then, but I like to mix it up. So I'll do yoga in the mornings, maybe go out for jogs, do HIIT classes, spinning.
Busy, are you?
So yes, I like to do a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're running? You do a lot of running?
I did tell you about my running,
You did.
so I'm trying to build it up throughout the year now. It's got nice outside, the sun's shining. I did 30 kilometres throughout the month of March. I've set myself a challenge to do 42 this month, and I'm just going to keep building it up throughout the year.
Yeah, well, I'll leave you to that running thing. I mean, it's not my thing.
You're not going to join in on that
No.
one.
Well, thanks for joining us today and
Thanks
helping
for
out.
having me.
And you guys, make sure you join in next week because it's going to be the last episode of the series. It's going to be a good one, and you must tune in because it's Ruth's big reveal. 10 weeks, has she done it? See you next week.